Hey, Smarty Pants, what is the right number of credit cards to have? All the cards! No, not all the cards. How many credit cards you have is going to depend on a few factors, all of which I'm going to go over in this video so you can learn how many credit cards are right for you. Be sure to watch to the end because the number of credit cards you have is going to affect your credit score, and I address that towards the end of the video. My name is Kate Moody, financial educator and coach, former librarian, here to help independent women outsmart their money with no time-wasting BS. If that could help you, be sure to subscribe. Now, this is an overdue response to Sleeping Petal's comment on a previous video. I'm interested in what is the optimal number of credit cards a person should have and what kind. Right now, I just have 2 cashback cards in case one doesn't work or gets lost. I thought maybe I should get one for traveling, but I don't want to have too many to keep track of. Well, Sleeping Petal, I wish I could tell you that the right number of credit cards is X. But like everything else in personal finance, it's personal, it's just gonna depend. The right number of credit cards really does vary by person. Some people can't be responsible with just one credit card, and other people literally have dozens of credit cards and they're fine. Personally, I have, I think, a total of 4 credit cards in my wallet, all of which are blue for whatever reason, and I pretty much only use 2, one of them like 90% of the time and the other maybe 10% of the time. So the short answer to how many credit cards is the right number of cards is as many as you can keep track of and use responsibly. What I mean by use responsibly is pay the full balance on time every single month, not the minimum payment, the full balance on time every single month. And that was a short answer. Okay, the long answer is it depends. If you could use some easy ideas for spending less, saving more, and reducing financial anxiety, check out my 24 easy money moves, link in the description. On the one end of the spectrum, you have people who do what's called credit card churning. YouTube is filled with 5,000 videos about credit card churning, but basically these people will amass literally dozens of cards and then they keep whole spreadsheets about all of their cards so that way they can maximize travel points and cashback, that kind of thing. That works for them, great, good for them, but I mean, kind of like couponing and flossing, it's just more work than I'm willing to put into it, so I don't do credit card churning. Plus, there's a lot of dangers that you will miss a payment or you'll get stuck in some annual fee, like blah, 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 blah. So there are a lot of dangers with credit card churning. If you're going to be using credit cards for points and cashback, which I actually do recommend people do, be very careful that you aren't paying more in fees and interest than you're getting back with all of the, travel rewards and cashback, that kind of thing. So at the other end of the spectrum, you've got some people who simply cannot control themselves with credit cards. They can't. I mean, fully functioning adults are doing great in the rest of their lives, but when it comes to credit cards, they simply can't put the brakes on by themselves. So if you're that kind of a person, just don't have a credit card, period. Just do not have access to a credit card. Use debit cards. You're fine. Don't worry about it. There are other ways to build credit. I have another video on ways to build credit that do not involve getting a credit card. I will put it up wherever. Those are the extremes. Majority of people should probably have between 1 and 4. The key is that you have as many cards as you can keep track of so that you are never overspending and you always pay the full balance on time. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you are realizing now that you should really trim down the number of cards you have, I do not recommend closing them. So instead of closing the cards, I want you to just put them away, put them in a drawer, freeze them in your literally freeze them in your freezer. If you want to do that, take them off your Amazon account or whatever online accounts, take them off your Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay. Do not charge anymore to those cards. Just let them sit there. Maybe in a few years, the card itself will close itself, but you don't close it. Now, the reason is because 1/3 of your credit score is based on how much of your available credit limit you use. Let's say you have 5 credit cards with $10,000 limit on each. That means you have an available credit limit of $50,000. Then you spend $5,000 every month on your credit cards. Well, when you have an available credit limit of $50,000, that means you're only using 10% of your available credit limit. That looks great. Banks love giving money to people who don't need it. And if you're only using 10% of your available credit limit, it looks like you don't need money. But if you decide, you know what, I'm going to close 4 of my cards and just use 1. Well, now if you're still charging $5,000 a month and your limit is $10,000, you're using 50% of your available credit limit. That means your credit score will plummet like a cannonball right down because it looks like you need to use half of your available credit limit every single month. Even if you pay it in full every single month, doesn't matter. If you are using that much, it's going to drop your credit score. Hence, don't close any credit cards you don't plan on using. Just put them in a drawer and forget about them. How many credit cards should you have? As stated earlier, use as many cards as you can keep track of and are able to pay off in full on time every single month. Let me know how many credit cards are right for you down in the comments. Or if you want me to answer other burning money questions, pop those in the comments too. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers!